Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Heather, and on this channel we like to walk a very fine line between a shopping addicted makeup monster and a responsible adult with a makeup hobby. Now, I really enjoy eyeshadow singles, duochromes, multichromes, blush, highlight, lip gloss, basically everything except pressed glitter, and today I want to try out with you the new Bad Blood collection from Makeup a Murder. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, stick with me. We're getting into it right now. So when I was scrolling through Instagram, I want to say last weekend, I stumbled across a post from Makeup a Murder that had this really cool like red vibe, and I'm looking through everything and I'm like, wow, this is a really cool collection. Everything launched, and there's 3 eyeshadow palettes, 3 brushes, a liner, an eyeliner, and a mirror. And when they were sneak peeking everything, I was super intrigued about 2 of the palettes. And when I did the math, 2 of the palettes with a discount versus the entire collection with a discount, the difference was only about $15. So I was like, you know what? We'll just get the whole collection then. So everything has this like really cool kind of like melting red metal vibe to it. And I actually already have a similar mirror in like a silver color, but I was like, ooh, 2 mirrors. So I did go ahead and get the whole collection, which did have a mirror, and the mirror I think was only like $5 or $6. So if you like the mirror, if you like the size of the mirror, it's not a huge investment. Then there are 3 brushes that are included as well, and I'll just hold these up here so you can see them, hopefully. But like again, this sort of like red metal packaging, which I think is nice, and I do like that they come in individual sleeves so they don't get all like messed up in transit. 3 brushes here. You've got like a nice fluffy one, a little bit more of a domed denser brush, and then you've got this kind of like pinched shader. So the eyeliner I think is just a plain black liquid liner, which I have a ton of liners right now that are open, so I'm not going to open that right now because it seems wasteful. And then let's get into the little palettes. So the palettes, again, they have this like cute little melted metal red packaging, which I just thought was super cool. Ugh, very cool. This is the one that got me the most intrigued, and this is the Death Metal palette, and it's an all iridescent duochrome palette. Obviously, I was super excited because I thought these would be great for like traveling or just adding something special to a palette that you already have that has, you know, maybe mediocre metallics in it. The boxes for these are a pain in the butt to get open. Good gravy. All right, and then If Looks Could Kill. This was the second palette that I was super excited about because the green, blue, and purple definitely called my name. You've got 2 more iridescents in here. And it was at the point where I had put the mirror and those 2 palettes in my cart that I did the math to figure out the whole collection really wasn't that much more expensive. Hence, we have the whole collection here. The 3rd palette is called My Murder Weapon, and it looks like this. Again, they all have the same packaging, so the front of each palette looks the same, but then you have on the back the name of the palette and the name of the shades if you're looking for clarity there. So let me get you some swatches, and then we'll go ahead and do an eye look. So in looking at the 3 palettes swatched, now I know for you guys, the bottom palette is not really coming up, but in looking at the 3 palettes, this iridescent shade in the 2nd palette here, which is the If Looks Could Kill palette, I think is different enough from these shades to still make both of these palettes make sense. The one shade that I kind of question is this like iridescent indigo blue purple fuchsia shade. I feel like you have a very similar shade in both the other 2 small palettes, which is kind of disappointing because there's not that many shades and you're selling them as a bundle, so it's not like you're selling them as an either or proposition. But the rest of the shades I think look different enough, and definitely there's some really nice like sparkly finishes in here, so I'm pretty excited about all these. I'm so in a trance by them, I'm not even paying attention to what's in the frame. But yeah, I'm excited. I think these look really pretty. So let's get an eye look together, shall we? And maybe I'll do 2 different eye looks so you guys can see more of the products in action. I think that'll be a good idea too. First thing I'm gonna do is actually put eye primer on. Go in with like a matte mid-tone brown here. Yeah, kind of like that. I think I'm gonna blend that into this sort of matte cherry red. It's probably gonna pull a little pink. Yeah. And I'm gonna do a little bit of that matte brown underneath the lash line as well. I guess I'll start with the same brown shade. We're gonna blend that in blue. And some purple. Kind of like that. Now let's zoom in and get some shimmers on here. All right, so we'll go in on this side first. I think I want to use a little bit of this shade blending into this shade, and then I'll probably put that shade on the lower lash line. This brown has like a little bit of like purple in it, which I really like. I think that makes those two blend really nicely together. Going in with that bright yellowy gold shade. In the inner corner, and I'll mix that actually with a little bit of this center shade at the top here too. And I think you may be able to see from my inner corner to like here how the green and yellow reflect is a little bit different. That is those two shades, you know, kind of side by side for comparison. And then the other eye. So that's those two shades. And then I think I'm gonna add a little bit of the iridescent blue, kind of overlapping between the blue and the purple. Yeah, I think that looks pretty. That blends out very nicely. And then for inner corner and lower lash line, I'm actually going to use the blue that's in this one just for comparison's sake to see how different they are. It does look like they might have slightly different like blue undertones, but you're gonna have to be somebody that really pays attention to your eyeshadows to notice those subtle differences. I don't think somebody looking at you would notice. Let me get on some liner and mascara, and then we'll come back and talk about all of this collection. Makeup on Murder is such a fan favorite brand for me. They don't release a ton of stuff, but it's one of the first brands that I tried from like the indie scene. So they hold this like very soft place in my heart for their brand, and I just think this collection was a huge step up from some of the other products that they've done. So I was really, really excited to give this one a try. So let's talk about the 3 palettes and the products in this collection. Like I said, the eyeliner I didn't open just because I have so many black liquid eyeliners open. I don't need another one right off the bat. The brushes look very sturdy. I haven't used them for this particular look, but I have no complaints. Like the ferrules aren't loose or anything. They're a nice, you know, length and everything like that. So I'm more than happy with those. The mirror I love. I think this is really, really pretty packaging for the mirror, and it's a nice size. You can definitely see your whole face, or you can get like super close in, which I really appreciate. And then the most important part, in my opinion, of this collection is the palettes. So let's talk about those. First up is the My Murder Weapon palette, and it's the more warm toned of the 3 6-pans. These are all these like sparkly duochrome, multichrome kind of shades. They're very like squishy and buttery feeling, which I really appreciate. I do think that this one has some really pretty shades in it. This is probably the least special shade in this palette because it's just basically a red with some pink sparkle in it, but everything else in here has some nice flips, and I think this shade looks very dull in pan but looks very nice on the eyes, which is part of why I used it today in this eye look. Overall, definitely I think these are $26 a piece, so it's a little pricey, but if you get them, you know, use a discount code, it's not quite so bad. The second one is the Death Metal collection, or Death Metal palette. This is the one that I was the most excited for. It's the iridescent shades. I think this is probably my favorite and would be the best for me in terms of adding to my collection, more so than what I already have. I think the shades are like that nice squishy formula, very buttery, easy to blend and apply on the lids, in the inner corners, makes a great pop for a highlight. So I think this one will be great addition to some of my other palettes. And then the last one is the If Looks Could Kill palette. And it looks like this, and again, I was very drawn to this particular palette. This shade I think looks a lot more like warm toned purple on the actual lid than it does in the pan, but otherwise I think this is pretty. I really like this blue. I think it's a very impressive shade in this particular collection, and I think the green is nice and bright as well. My only criticism for these palettes is, number one, they're all the same color. So if I look at them in my drawer, I have no idea what they are until I flip them over. But they are at least labeled on the back, unlike some other palettes we know. And the iridescent blue. The iridescent blue in each of these palettes is very similar. So you have between 18 shades, you have 3 of the shades are the same. So that is kind of a drawback for me. I kind of wish they would have diversified that a little bit, made different pigment, like the actual pigment size is different, or added like some sparkly dimension or hollow or something, just to sort of differentiate those shades, or used 2 other shades entirely in the other 2 palettes. So yeah, that's my only critique for those. Overall, I'm still really happy to have picked up this collection. I think it was like $88 before discounts, and I think I ended up getting it for like $74 shipped. So not too bad. But yeah, those are the 3 palettes in the collection. You're gonna have to let me know, did you pick anything up from this collection or not? I want to thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you go, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.